What if I told you there are moments in your life, maybe even right now, where you're quietly, unknowingly giving your power away? Not in some big dramatic sense, but in subtle ways that add up over time. Maybe you're giving your power away to people who aren't capable of honoring the real you. Maybe you're giving your power away to systems that were built to keep you shackled under the guise of serving your highest good. And the tricky part is, it often feels normal, even comfortable, because it's the way you were taught to behave, to relate to others and the world around you. It doesn't feel like you're losing anything at first. In fact, it might feel like you're being a good person, keeping the peace, being agreeable, doing what's expected of you. You adapt, you bend, you try to fit a version of yourself that's more acceptable to them and more digestible to the world around you. And because it happens so gradually, you might not even realize it's happening until one day you're standing there, feeling weaker, dimmer, smaller, and less of who you truly are. Your strength feels watered down, your spark quieter, and your power no longer fully your own. This is what it looks like when you forget how powerful you really are. It's psychological warfare. But the good news is, once you recognize it, you can finally break free. Because no one and no thing can take your power away without your consent. And so this episode is about calling your power back. I'm here to tell you, your personal power is yours. Always has been, always will be. Your autonomy, self-worth, sovereignty, and free will to do as you please without any explanation is not something you have to earn, prove, or wait for someone else to grant you. It is your birthright. I'm not talking about power in the sense of dominating others or forcing life to go your way. I'm talking about your inner power, the grounded, unshakable knowing of who you are, how you choose to think, how you choose to feel, and how you choose to show up no matter what is going on around you. You lose this power when you let someone else's reality dictate yours. When you contort yourself to fit their expectations, when you violate your own boundaries and silence your truth to keep the peace, when you hand over your self-worth to be measured and validated by someone else's opinion. You also give it away when you buy into narratives that keep you small, whether it's the subtle manipulation of an unhealthy relationship or the massive influence of societal systems built to keep you chasing approval, beauty, health, and success on their terms. The moment you stop outsourcing your sense of self and start standing in your own truth is the moment you remember who you've been all along. A powerful, whole, sovereign being. Honey, it's time to call your power back. Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome back to Aulona Alchemy. Before we dive in, please take a second to hit that subscribe button. Shockingly, over 70% of my regular listeners aren't subscribed. So if that's you, join the Aulona Alchemy community officially. I'm manifesting a space where we grow together, support one another, and elevate our consciousness. And the way you can contribute is by tapping that subscribe button. In return, I promise to keep pouring more and more value into every episode as we grow and evolve together. So, let's start with the personal level of how you give your power away. Maybe you're in a relationship where you rely on your partner to make you feel loved, seen, and worthy. You start seeing yourself through their eyes. When they think you're sexy, attractive, agreeable, and checking all the boxes of their ideal partner, you get praise, affection, and validation. But the second you step outside that box, do something real and authentic to you that doesn't match their script, you get criticized, side-eyed, or made to feel like you're too much or too little. Little by little, you start asking for permission just to be yourself. You shrink to fit what you think they want, toning down your personality, changing how you dress, biting your tongue until one day you realize you've become a background character in your own life. I see girls and women do this all the time. They'll change their hair, their outfits, their body, their nails, even the way they talk, all to gain the attention of that man, the one they've decided they need to impress. Everything becomes about what he will find attractive, and they mold themselves to fit that image. And when he finally throws out a little breadcrumb, a compliment saying, "You look hot," she gets that rush of dopamine, that hit of validation. Now she feels sexy and even empowered. But babe, don't you see the problem here? You are relying on him to see you. You are giving him the power to determine if you're sexy or not. And of course, that's based on his taste, his mood, and how truthful he actually wants to be with you. If he finds you attractive, you feel attractive. If he doesn't, you suddenly don't. And here's the funniest part. You could literally do everything to match his perfect look, and tomorrow he's going to be fantasizing about the complete opposite look anyway, if not actually go after it. Letting a man be the reason you feel sexy, that's a prime example of giving your power away. So girl, stop stalking him and his exes to figure out his type. You're giving all your energy to him when you should be pouring it into you. And to all my exes new girls watching this, doing exactly what I just described, hi by the way, just know sexiness isn't about the looks, the hair, the nails, the body, although yes, I do have all that. Sexiness is an energy that comes from within. You can try to copy someone's style, mimic their outfits, even steal their go-to selfie pose, but you can't fake their frequency. The energy, the vibe, is unique to each individual. It comes from the inside out. That's the je ne sais quoi. Now, let's move on to another example of where you could be giving your power away on a personal level, on an individual level, your work life. Let me paint a picture for you. You have a higher management or a boss who never seems satisfied. No matter what you do, it's never enough. Despite being sprinkled with breadcrumbs of validation or compliments every now and then, on the daily you still find yourself stressed out, overworked, and let's be honest, underpaid. Maybe every now and then you do win an award or get some recognition or even a promotion, only to get right back to hustling for worthiness to prove that you deserve what they just so graciously gifted you. They recognized how special you are and gave you a promotion and an opportunity to grow. And now you have to prove to them that they were right to see that value in you. Or maybe your company is dangling the hope of recognition or a promotion in front of you like a carrot on a stick to keep you doing the most. And you start believing that you have to earn your worth through endless effort. This is what author Brené Brown describes as hustling for worthiness. It's the relentless pursuit of external validation through performance, perfection, and pleasing others, often at the expense of one's true self. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with putting your best foot forward in your career, and nothing wrong with climbing the corporate ladder. I've done it myself. But here's the thing. You have to climb it from a place of already knowing your worth, not from a place of trying to prove it. And you have to be brutally honest with yourself about whether you're climbing the right ladder, or if you've been molding yourself to fit in an environment that was never meant for you in the first place. Because sometimes the real power move isn't getting to the top. It's realizing you've been climbing the wrong ladder and having the courage to get off and choose a different one. Now, let's zoom out. Because giving your power away isn't just something you do on a personal level with relationships to your significant other, friends, or job. It's also something society trains you to do on a massive scale. Dr. Bruce Lipton, a leader in epigenetics, talks about how the medical industry has convinced people they are victims of their genes. You've probably heard it. Cancer runs in your family, then you're likely to get it. Your parents had diabetes? Better watch out. It's inevitable. This programming is an illusion. It makes you believe you're powerless over your health, that you are born doomed to become ill, and there's nothing you can do about it, until the system swoops in with expensive solutions to save you or sell you back your health and your power. But there's a portion of the truth that is often left out by the medical industry. Your genes are not your destiny. Epigenetics shows us that your beliefs, environment, and lifestyle also influence your health, arguably far more than your genetic code. And yet, most people don't know this because it's far more profitable to keep you in fear, chasing cures, than to empower you with prevention. You don't have to be a victim of your genes when you have control over your environment, like how many pesticides and carcinogens you surround yourself with, or your lifestyle, like the kind of food you eat, how much you exercise, and how many unhealthy habits you engage in, like smoking. And finally, your beliefs. Yes, your beliefs affect your health. There's the placebo effect and its shadow twin, the nocebo effect. People who believe they are given a healing treatment, even when it's just a sugar pill, can experience real recovery. We all know this. They taught it in elementary school. But on the flip side, there's a nocebo effect, which we weren't taught. And that if people who are told they have a short time to live often fulfill that prophecy simply because their mind believes it. That's the power of belief. It can cure or it can make someone ill. And most of us are handing that power over our own body away without even knowing it. Now, let me be clear. I deeply believe in the power of modern science. Surgeries, medications, treatments, these have saved countless lives, and I absolutely advocate for seeking medical care and guidance from qualified professionals. This isn't about rejecting modern medicine. On the contrary, it's about embracing it while also honoring the part of your health that goes beyond prescriptions and procedures, the part that's shaped by your environment, your lifestyle, and your beliefs. In this sense, calling your power back means recognizing that these factors matter too, and it's your autonomous duty to take them seriously, to nurture them, and to claim ownership over them. Lastly, to demonstrate other ways we give our power away to societal conditioning, I'm going to expose the beauty industry trap. Think about how society tells women they're inherently not enough, and how the beauty standard is designed to keep shifting so you can never quite catch it. In the 90s, it was heroin chic skinny. In the 2000s, it was fake tans and oversized breast implants. In the 2010s, the era of the BBL, voluptuous curves, and Kim Kardashian lookalikes. And now, in the mid-2020s, with Ozempic and other weight loss drugs, we're right back to ultra-thin bodies. Heroin chic is now Ozempic chic. If you got the huge boob implants and the BBL, I am so sorry, that's not in anymore. It's time to go under the knife again and morph yourself to today's version of beauty. Of course, I speak with irony, but the point is, the second a certain look becomes attainable for the masses, the trend changes. It's an endless cycle of convincing you that the current version of you isn't enough and selling you the fix. It's how you're tricked into trading your money, your energy, and your self-worth for approval that's just outside your reach. And now for the antidote. How do you call your power back? Start by becoming aware of where you've left it. Where are you bending yourself to fit in? Where are you living for validation instead of truth? Where are you letting fear dictate your choices? When and where are you saying yes when you actually mean to say no? Then decide to reclaim it. That could mean setting a boundary and holding it without guilt, speaking your truth, even if your voice shakes, making decisions based on your intuition instead of someone else's approval, knowing that you don't need anyone's permission to do what's best for you, not explaining or over-explaining yourself to people who have no interest in recognizing your truth, trusting your intuition, even when you don't have all the data and facts to prove the way you feel. Questioning the narrative society tells you about beauty, health, success, and deciding what's true and authentic to you. Knowing your worth. And lastly, simply by knowing that you don't have to earn your power back. You simply have to remember that it's always been yours and stop giving it away. Now, I'm going to close this episode with an incredible affirmation for calling your power back. You will literally feel your power coming back as you hear these words. After you listen to my reading of it, I highly recommend you check out the original version on Spotify from the artist Joy Plus Soul. The track name is called I Call My Power Back. I call my power back to me from every person, place, entity, from every space, portal, time, and dimension, from every connection, attachment, and vessel where I left it. Anyone and anything that is attempting to siphon my energy, you do not have my consent to use my vitality, and I call my power back. I now release that which is not my own. I lay down the weight that does not belong to me, as well as the weight that does. I forgive all things, all people, and all others. I forgive myself. I cloak myself in a bright light of protection, impenetrable. I shed light to my shadows and lovingly work through all insecurities, flaws, and self-destructive habits that cause me to not flow in the ways in which I was created to. I honor those parts of myself and love them to life. Any and every soul tie is now disconnected. My mind is decluttered and my eye sees clearly. Those who no longer serve me and the mindsets attached to them. I take time for self-evaluation to uncover what in me connected me to that energy, and I heal my broken places. I take up space in my own life, and I unapologetically do the same in the rooms that I walk into. My light, my energy speaks for me before I ever open my mouth. I speak those things that are not as though they were, not as if they have never been, but I activate them with my light energy into being from obscurity. My vibration reverberates and pushes away any energy that is not on the same frequency, and I align, knowing that this is all that is required of me. I receive my power back. Beautiful soul, thank you so much for tuning in today. If this episode resonated with you, hit that subscribe button and leave a review. It helps this community grow and helps me keep bringing you more episodes like this. Remember, your power has always been yours. No one can take it unless you hand it over. Until next time, keep turning inward, keep reclaiming your energy, and keep alchemizing your life.